Blue Crush.
I'm Stuart Little.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Shrek.
Wow. Let's do that again. No, no.
No, you gotta blow in her mouth. Come on.
Coming soon to a theater near you, a blockbuster film made using open source software.
Hollywood has embraced the open source operating system Linux in a big way.
Linux is very interesting because people keep saying, well, you know, next year is going to be the year that it wins the server or that it wins the desktop. You know, Linux is going to be #1.
But what is Linux? It's a free and open source platform, like Windows or the Mac operating system, but it's immensely flexible and very powerful.
But in the motion picture industry, the war is over. Linux has already won. In fact, it won last year.
Robin Rowe, founding partner of Movie Editor, spends most of his time consulting to the major Hollywood studios. He helps them maximize their use of Linux in today's cutting-edge special effects and animation. When people watch an animated feature, Robin says they accept that they're watching an entirely constructed world.
It's not only animated movies using this technology.
We're gonna play like Brazilians. Go!
When a studio does special effects, there are two different categories: special effects and supporting effects. Special effects are meant to be noticed.
You're supposed to look at that and say, wow, look at that.
Supporting effects are meant to be invisible. For instance, creating an entire virtual town from an empty field, or making arrows fly through the air. In The Last Samurai, no arrows were ever on set. They were all painted in using an open source application called CinePaint.
Are we going to see lifelike actors made from scratch using Linux?
The choice to live an ordinary life is no longer an option.
There's some footage of The Last Samurai that you've got where you'll see someone an actor on horseback, and he takes just a terrible spill, he lands on his head. You wouldn't want to do that with an actor.
Sometimes live action needs a bit of computer power to help it along.
The big thing about Linux is it scales well in that kind of environment.
Typically, Hollywood studios work with hundreds of computers linked together in something called a render farm. This creates the equivalent of a powerful supercomputer. It's capable of processing the vast amounts of data needed to render the high-resolution animation and special effects you see.
If you try to deploy 1,000 Windows boxes or 1,000 Macintoshes in a server environment, it can be done. People have done it. Linux has just been around a lot longer as a server, and in fact, it was the success of Linux as a server for web pages that really drew the interest of the film industry, and they said, you know, that's not that different from what we do. We just do a lot bigger stuff.
Come on!
Now that Hollywood has embraced Linux,
There's an arrow in your butt.
what can we expect next?
Linux is ubiquitous. It is the standard operating system. Yeah, and it just continues to go forward.
With more drivers and applications being written for Linux every day, it looks like open source is Hollywood's latest, brightest, most colorful superstar.